Hello and welcome to a new video of the cruise vibes and a new vlog, and we are taking a look at day 3 and 4 on board of the Vasco Da Gama cruise ship of Nicko Cruises. And in this video we are going from Amsterdam back to Bremerhaven, but we are still spending half a day in Amsterdam, and then we are going on the North Sea Canal to the North Sea again and then back to Bremerhaven. We're starting with a breakfast in the waterfront restaurant, very nice breakfast, as it is partly served at the table, which I prefer over buffet, and after that it was time to leave the ship and discover a bit more of Amsterdam. Here we can see our beautiful ship docked here in Amsterdam. You can still see the traditional Holland America Line livery with the black hull. And today we were not the only cruise ship here in port, because there was actually another cruise ship of the Holland America Line, and it was actually the nicko, and that is something special because the Vasco Da Gama used to be the nicko, so the ship right in front of us is the successor of our ship. And then I went to the central station and I just realized that it was Amsterdam Pride on this day. I didn't know about this, and that meant that the city was very crowded. There were a lot of parties going on, crazy parties, normal parties. A lot of things were going on in the city, so that was pretty interesting. Of course, it meant that the city was extremely crowded and I just wanted to go to my favorite shop to do some shopping and then head back to the ship. But it was very interesting because, as I said, there were a lot of things going on in the city. But as we were leaving around lunchtime, there was not too much time to enjoy the great atmosphere in the city on that day, as most parties were starting after lunchtime, so when we were already leaving the city again. And here I'm already back at the cruise terminal, heading back on board of the Vasco Da Gama. And soon after I was back on board, it was already time to leave Amsterdam, and for this I went to the outside deck aft of the ship to enjoy the view from there, to enjoy sailing past the nicko of Holland America Line. Of course, a much newer and bigger ship. It was taken into service in 2018 and it can take up to 2,106 passengers, so much bigger than our Vasco Da Gama. Here we can see the beautiful ship, and of course we could also see some of the Amsterdam Pride events from on board. Here we can see once again the nicko, and here we have the main station of Amsterdam, also written Amsterdam on the roof. You can't see this when you're actually standing in front of the station. You have to be on the viewing tower or on a cruise ship and then you can see it. It's always very spectacular to leave the port of Amsterdam, as ship traffic is shortly stopped when the big cruise ship is leaving. There are always a lot of ships behind the cruise ships, especially those ferries going extremely close by. But there are also a lot of river cruise ships that you can see. For example, those docked at the good locations at Ruyterkade West and East. But there are a few more docking possibilities for river cruise ships in Amsterdam that are actually pretty good, just like this one that we can see right here. Also quite good location. Here we can see a bit of the city of Amsterdam. And then we are heading further out of the city center, getting more into the harbor area, the industrial area, but still a lot of traffic on the Eye, which is the name of the river that we are on. So pretty interesting. So I highly recommend going to the outside decks if the ship is arriving in or leaving out of Amsterdam. There are a lot of interesting ships to see, also interesting hotel, the Botel, some more river cruise ships sailing. And then we're getting more and more in the industrial area, but also there are quite a lot of things to see, quite some interesting ships to see. We were sailing past the nicko, which was in a shipyard at this moment. Also very interesting to see this from a big cruise ship, because of course then you can see a bit more than when you're sailing past on a smaller ship or you see it from ashore. So that was also quite interesting. Very interesting ship also at nicko, ship of the R class. Hope to be able to show you at least one ship of this class also here on the channel. Here we have the ferry, which is used as a refugee accommodation, and behind are some river cruise ships in the Cuxhaven I was talking about the last Vasco da Gama video. So these guests on those ships were unlucky today to get this very bad docking location, but I was in luck because I got yet again a nice table with a view over the stern wave, which is stunning if you're sailing on the North Sea Canal. Of course, there are a lot of things to see. And after lunch I went up to the dome, which was unfortunately closed. So of course I could access it, but the bar was closed. But from there you have the best view of the ship going into the lock. And then we were back on the North Sea. Here we can see Zandvoort, where I was yesterday. And then I went into the gym for some exercises. There were also some other cruise ships inside, of course. This is a route with a lot of traffic, so there are a lot of ships. But in the gym was no traffic at all. I was the only one there, which was very, very nice. As I said, it's a very big, spacious and nice gym. And after that I made it just in time for the farewell cocktail in Hollywood's theater, followed by a very nice show. As always, I cannot show you the sound of the show due to copyright laws, but it was a very, very nice and entertaining show. I really enjoyed that. It was also quite nice concept to combine the farewell cocktail with the show, and also some crew acts like in a cruise show. As you can see here, some crew members are getting on the stage to also participate. And after that I went back up to the dome, where there was a nice party, very good atmosphere. But then it was time to sleep, because on the next morning I had to get up a bit earlier as we were arriving back in Bremerhaven. During breakfast I could watch our ship sailing past the Mein Schiff 4 ship of TUI Cruises, which was also having a PAX exchange day today in Bremerhaven. Then of course don't forget to tip the crew, say thank you for excellent service. And after that it was time to shortly head back to the cabin, but then I had to say goodbye to my lovely inside cabin, which I really enjoyed staying in. Cabin 4212, very good cabin. And then it was time to say goodbye to the Vasco da Gama and head back into the terminal. Here we can see this beautiful ship with a very nice size. Once again, there's a nice combination of modern ships with good entertainment, but also still being a small ship, just like a classic cruise ship. And then I headed back to my car. It's quite easy to park your car in Bremerhaven, you just need to book it in advance. And then I went home, and this means that in the next video we will start somewhere else. I hope you enjoyed this little series, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment, like or share the video link. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video then.